Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and H.I.M that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yah Hanan Nawaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I wanted to touch on this article with Brazil, and they're basically, somewhat asking if, the U.S. is going to follow, which is going to come a point where, the scriptures, and certain things are just not going to be able to be spoken of. The information war, they're about to really just nuke that shit. For real. But it says, could a crackdown on free speech in Brazil be U.S.'s future? Right? And then they have another segment of it too, as far as Elon Musk. Is Elon Musk our Tiananmen Square Tank Man? Anyway, I wanted to get the portion where it's talking about this so-called free speech, right? It says Brazil is on a brink of shutting down free speech online, but may only be further down the same path President Biden is blazing in the U.S. Leading free speech activist Michael Schellenberger reported this weekend that a Brazilian Supreme Court justice had ordered a crackdown on posts and accounts on X/Twitter. Justice Alexandra de Moraes says Schellenberger illegally demanded that Twitter reveal private information about Twitter users who use hashtags he considered inappropriate. He demanded access to Twitter's internal data, violating the platform's policy. He censored on his own initiative and without any respect for due process posts on Twitter by parliamentarians from the Brazilian Congress. And Moraes tried to turn Twitter's content moderation policies into a weapon against supporters of then President Jair Bolsonaro, if I'm pronouncing his name right. I think I remember this guy. Schellenberger claims Google, Facebook, Uber, WhatsApp, and Instagram went along with the free speech crackdown, which betrayed the people of Brazil. If such evidence is proven, the executives of these companies behaved like cowards. They provided the Brazilian government with personal registration data and telephone numbers without a court order and therefore violated the law. And it's all about money with these people, man. They don't give a shit. And especially when they looking at, because these are more than likely Israelites down that way. We know that there's a great number of Northern Kingdom in those areas. And a part of those curses is, hey, you don't have no voice. They don't give a shit. They just want their money, man. They know that what little freedoms they give you, you're still going to come on their platforms and still do what you do. But they're going to, comply with those courts, because if they don't want those courts to shut down their system completely in those countries. So they're not going to be like, oh, well, that goes against, these Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans' rights. Because pretty much overall, that's about who they really are dealing with, so to speak. But, but it says, let me see, when X or Twitter owner Elon Musk openly defied the Brazilian judge and refused to hand over private user information, including direct messages, the government attempted to sue Twitter, top Brazilian lawyer Schellenberger reports. So where's wasn't Elon Musk, wasn't he like the savior when he took over Twitter? That he gave all these people the rights to talk all the shit that they're talking right now? See, in the Americas, as a matter of fact, they said that through Twitter, hate speech is up over 100% probably, or whatever. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But hate speech is most definitely up real high, because when Elon Musk came in, he supposedly freed up your freedoms to speak. So why isn't he doing that for these Brazilians? Okay, it says, Schellenberger says the Supreme Court Justice Alexandra das Moraes subsequently opened a criminal investigation into Musk for allegedly spreading disinformation, obstructing justice, and allowing people who Demores had banned from social media to freely express their views. Demores said he would fine X $20,000 per day for every banned person Musk allowed to speak. So, what do you think Elon Musk is going to do? Oh, here you go. What do you want? Nigga's name, number, address, mama, auntie, cousin, grandbabies. Oh, yeah, we got it all. We give it to you. It is not an exaggeration to say that Brazil is on the brink of dictatorship at the hands of a totalitarian Supreme Court Justice named Alexandre de Moraes, Schellenberger argues. For his part, Musk writes that we will probably lose all revenue in Brazil. See, I told you it's all about the money. This is what Elon Musk says. We will probably lose all revenue in Brazil and have to shut down our office there, but principle matters more than profit. Okay, so what are you going to do, Elon? You going to just come on up out of there? The question for America is whether they are immune from such government overreach. You have to wonder. It was alarming enough when the U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the same woman that didn't know what a woman was when they was asking her, what do you consider a woman? Well, I don't know. Worried in recent oral arguments in the Missouri versus Biden case, fighting online censorship by federal government that the plaintiffs would have the First Amendment hamstringing the federal government in significant ways in most important time periods. Democrats have openly suggested, even urged, the packing of the U.S. Supreme Court from 9 justices to 13 to 15 to let Biden populate it with more liberal jurists. Presumably, more justices like Jackson, who viewed it as a bad thing for the First Amendment to be hamstringing the government, as the amendment was clearly intended to do from the beginning. See? So they got the nigga woman in there. You remember this chick, Ketanji, and she's the first black Negro woman that's gonna come through and demolish all damn rights. Right? It says, Missouri versus Biden hasn't yet been tried, but the U.S. Supreme Court is considering whether to approve or dissolve injunctions by 2 lower courts prohibiting the Biden administration from colliding with big tech social media companies to censor conservative posts on such matters as COVID-19 vaccines and lockdowns and legitimacy of 2020 and presumably the 2024 presidential election. The High Court's ruling, expected by June, will set the ground rules for online speech in advance of the coming election. Whew. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey and his predecessor, Eric Schmitz, who filed the case alongside the Louisiana AG, maintained they have already shown a vast censorship enterprise by the Biden administration. If true, is it so different from Brazil's? Brazil's present is our future if Democrats achieve their dream of packing the Supreme Court, warns tech entrepreneurs David Sachs. Says Schellinger, the events of the last few weeks make clear that Elon Musk is the only thing standing in the way of global totalitarianism. Without free speech, there can be no democracy. The fact that the future of free speech rests upon the shoulders of a single individual is not something any of us should want. Elon Musk, it appears, has become the free speech equivalent of a Tiananmen Square Tank Man, the lone civilian figure courageous enough to stand in front of government's tyranny. And come on, bro. Elon Musk, he's a part of the party, man. Don't think that Elon Musk is not a part of the party. Elon Musk is about his money. You get enough of these countries getting together, they don't even want one country. Not even one. We talking about a country as small as, the smallest country. They want all the revenue, all the money. So it's nothing for him to turn over these people records and say, it is what it is. We've been seeing this coming for a long time, but this is where it goes for us. And all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Pray that this lesson is edifying by the Spirit. But this is what it's all leading up to right here. It's Amos 8 and 11, man. And it's a beautiful thing, too. A lot of stuff going on where we know we in the end, man. And it's time we want out of here. We want rest, man. You're not tired? Like, God damn, what the scriptures talked about, they wear out the saints. They wear down the saints. Tired, bro. You don't want out of here? You don't want out of this man's kingdom? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, you don't want out of this man's kingdom where he's regulating every goddamn thing that you do. All you do is get up and go to work and come home and go to sleep and eat some GMO foods that don't give you enough energy to get back to work the next day. Then you can't even properly sleep right because there's so much shit on your mind. Come on, bro. You don't want out of here? Come on, bro. Amos 8:11. Behold, the day is come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but a hearing of the word of the Lord. Let me get that back again. Matter of fact, let's read it in the New Living Translation. The time is surely coming, says the sovereign Lord, when I will send a famine on the land, not a famine on bread or water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. People will stagger from sea to sea and wander from border to border, searching for the word of the Lord, but they will not find it. Right? So it's high time to awake out of sleep right now. Because the information war, I'm telling you, they about to boom, boom, boom. They about to drop all kinds of nukes on the information war. They've been lost the information war. It's done come to see now. It's done come to a point where they like, you know what? Oh, my mistake. Boom, boom. They about to nuke the information war. That's what they're about to do. They're about to Hiroshima your rights to speak. I mean, see, when it comes to these social media apps, they made it to the point where this is people, a person can get on one of these apps and have 1 million people that follow them and they can talk. Now, can they talk to the neighbor next door? Can they talk to their neighbor across the street? Even though they may get into a great argument with them because, the country is so divided. But when it comes to like their platform, though, these platforms are this million. I got 300,000 followers. Matter of fact, there's people out here with 1,000 followers that's going to be hurt when they shut this shit down. 500 followers, 300 followers. Just think about the people that's out here with 20 million followers, man. There's people out here, man, with all kinds of followers. Influencers, they call them, right? So, but what does the scripture say? It says to, we was bringing this out at the camp the other day, Saturday. Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord Yahweh. When you see the Lord, L-O-R-D in all caps, that means Yahweh. That's the true name of the Father, Yahweh, which means that he exists or the existing one. And the true name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, which means that he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew. But it says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. So that means that there's going to come a point where he's not going to be able to be found. And that's going to come with the famine of the word we just read. Call ye upon him while he is near. He's near right now while the word is still going forth. While the men of the Lord are on the highways and byways. While the internet is still up in play and you can listen to a video and get edified. It's going to come a point where that's not going to be the case. And actually, we're praying for it. We're applauding it. Do we want the people to wake up that the Lord wants to wake up? Of course, he's going to wake them up. We ain't got to worry about that. That's not our problem. The Lord is the one that's going to stop it when he wants to stop it, right? It goes on to say, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh. And he will have mercy upon him and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon, which means he'll go above and beyond to pardon you. That's like you done the worst crime in the world. And the Lord, the person that you done the crime against, or that judge that's on that case, they're like, you know what? Not only am I going to use straight, You good. Don't do what you done before though. You keep it straight. But hey, look, I'm gonna put a little bit of money into your account. I'm gonna pay your rent, or you was behind on rent, or you had you lost your job. We're gonna set you up. I'm just using that as an example. He's gonna abundantly, generously pardon your wickedness, man. You can't get around that. But it's coming to a point where not gonna be no more spoken word, man. Oh, that's happening now. This is happening before your very eyes. What do you think happened when COVID-19 went down and they was like, misinformation? That's one of the key words they're using right now. Misinformation. That's a buzzword. Misinformation. He's misinforming you. If you're not saying what we're saying, then that's misinforming. Well, what about your opinion? Why can't you just have a conversation? You can't have no conversation on their platform. Between, say you at a Starbucks and you just, want to have a conversation. You got a group chat or you got a group of people there. And you're just asking questions. Everybody just talking. And one person says this, one person says that. Then next thing you know, you get a strike on your channel. They sending you that email. We've all seen it. You know how many times I've seen that email? I can almost quote it verbatim. You're going against a community point though, and not to be, sounding funny about it, but you know what I'm saying? We got to have some fun here and there, but no, this is what it's all boiling down to. The info war is done. It's at a point where they've been fighting. Now they're going to use their ultimate weapon, the nuclear. Going to shut down you motherfuckers. There ain't going to be none of that shit being spoken of on none of these social media accounts. You're not going to be able to say this, and this. If you say it, as a matter of fact, hey, the small hats, those people that's over there in the Holy Land, hey, they got laws now, in certain states where you say anything about them. For high small. About don't look like too many people looked into the story as of yet. No, really, one comment. But anyway, hey, if they really, again, it's really you, Jake. It's really the Israelites that they want to shut down. Why you think over in Canada? Remember, just a few weeks back, Canada was talking about, certain things as far as teaching the scriptures. And then, like I said again, with the Israelis over there, that's in I think it's South Dakota and whatever. I think it's 35 states they talking about though, where they talking about, hey, if you mention them in certain Bible scriptures, as far as like they so-called killed the Messiah or whatever, those particular scriptures, they gonna you can, I think that, I'm not even sure, it's gonna come a point where you can actually get jail time. And a matter of fact, let's go into now that I think about it, Matthew chapter 24. Now when the disciples, in verse 3, I'm going to read it. Matthew 24:3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So they're asking the Lord, our Savior, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, but his name is Yahweh. They're asking him, well, what's going to be happening before you come? When you just before you come in, like, how we going to know? And one of those things was, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. But check it out. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Why are you going to be delivered up and be afflicted? and shall kill you. Why are they going to kill you? And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And it's not just going to be the name of the Lord. It's going to be what he said. Coming in the name of the Lord, that's like an ambassador. You're coming in what he said. You're a messenger saying, hey, look, this is what my Lord said. In his name. They have to see the seal. They're going to know, oh, yeah, all right, yeah, okay. But they're going to be like, oh, well, we ain't trying to hear that shit. We're going to imprison your ass, and we're going to enslave you, or we're going to kill you, or we're not hearing your God. We don't want to hear nothing about what your ambassador or what your king said, basically. So that's what's coming. And you, Jake, that's into this truth. You have to be on point about this. This is Revelations 2:10. Fear none of those things which shall. This is red letter as well, so we know Yahweh, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is speaking. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. So, if he's saying fear none of those things, how do you think we're going to be able to not fear those things? It's going to come through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem. That's one of the things you should be praying for. But if you're a part of the elect, it's going to be what it is anyway. You're not going to fear that shit. You're going to be like, man, fuck you. It's going to be one of those movies that you see, where motherfucker, he torturing a nigga. I seen a movie. What was that? I'm trying to think. I think it was called American Assassin last night. Maybe something else. I don't know. But they had that nigga. No, it was a movie called American Assassin with Michael Keaton and some other people. But man, they had, this motherfucker had his shoes off with his feet in a goddamn bucket of water, and he dropped the jumper cables in that shit and was hitting his ass with that juice. Cut his ass, hit him with the butane hookup, you know what I'm saying? Pulled out a few of his fingernails. Like, man, we the Lord gonna give us a spirit to be able to withstand that shit with laughter. Because the guy, he was laughing at him. He couldn't break him. He was laughing at him. The part that Michael Keaton played. I think it came out in like 2019, maybe 2017, something like that. It's called, I think, American Assassin, some shit. Anyway, but I just noticed that, you know what I'm saying, they couldn't break him. He was fucked up, though. Don't get me wrong. They was fucking him up. Because they had his arms all chained up in the air. But when they, they didn't show right off that they, had his feet in that foot tub of water. But the guy ended up dropping the jumper cables. He had him hooked to something. And that shit went to hitting his ass. And he went to lighting up. And he was shaking and shit. But hey, this is what we got to go through, man. We're not saying to that extent. But we don't know what our lot is. But whatever lot it is, the Lord going to bring us through it, man. So fuck Esau. Because why? Because the reward on the other side is going to be far greater. And guess what? Them same people. I've been thinking about this as of late. Now, it's, not scriptural. Well, I'm looking at it from the aspect of Yahweh Shai. The Lord is going to give all these nations, his enemies, to him. And if we're co-heirs, just think about it. All the people that you work with, that silly ass supervisor you got, that fat white bitch, you know what I'm saying? That's been, talking shit to you, and putting you on all kinds of weird ass shifts and just doing all kinds of silly shit because she has the power to do so because she's the manager, or just some so-called white guy. You going to places, you pulling up and just trying to get something to eat somewhere, or you doing, you trying to get some gas somewhere, and motherfuckers just treating you something like all kind. Them gonna be your slaves in the kingdom. Them people, that's just me speaking as a man. Those people are gonna be on your radar when shit hits the fans and you get those new bodies and those new powers, and those same people gonna be looking at you and they're gonna know who you are. I really believe that. That's just me speaking as a man. They're going to know who you are. And they're going to be like, oh shit, but they're going to see you in a whole different form. Now it's going to be business. And I ain't got to speak it with them. I ain't got to negotiate with you. This is the business. You going to do what I'm saying to do, goddammit. And that's that. Same way I had to. Same way I had to, bow, so to speak, Anyway. Verse 10 again, Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. That's you supposed to be focused on, being faithful to death, unto death. Pray for that. How H.I.M, I wish I help me to be faithful unto death. You don't want to be going through this whole thing. You done been into this truth 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, because our apostles been here for a long time. You get to the point of shit go down, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go through that. Man, fuck that, man. Fuck them, man. If they torturing us, we screaming, whatever. If they, they John the Baptist us, man, with the head clipping, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they gonna bring at us, this is why you need to be praying. I'm praying to Yahweh H.I.M that I'm able to make it through all those things. And because this man gonna show you, he gonna give you a showing first, more than likely. You gonna be able to see people getting beheaded, people getting done dirty, people, your kids and shit. He's gonna bring your kids and family before you and say, hey, you still not gonna renounce this God that you believe in? You got to sit there and watch the babies get their motherfucking heads blown off, man, and just suck it up and know that and that they're gonna be back in the kingdom with you. Because what does the scripture say? Let me get that. It's that where it talks about the Lord said you'll get back 100. I think I might be spelling this shit wrong. What's Salakia? I am spelling it wrong. I think it's spelled together. 100-fold. Where the Lord talks about, hey, whatever you lose for him in his sake, you're going to get back 100-fold. Oh, shit. No, it's not popping up like this, but let me see. I might be doing something wrong. So, like, bear with me here real quick. Is it this part where the Lord talking about that variance? Let's see here. Okay, well, I get this part though. This is good too. Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So don't let these Christians tell you that the Lord is coming to pick your baby up and pinch him on the cheek and talk about how fucking cute he is. The Lord is coming to bring a sword, man. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Your main enemy is going to be the people that you sleeping around with in the house, man. That you walking by in the kitchen in the morning time, trying to get a goddamn glass of juice to go with your toast and grits or some shit. If you a father, your mama, your wife is going to more likely be against you. Your sons and daughters. If you a son, you the only one in the house that believe in this truth. Everybody else in the house is more likely going to be against you, man. They're going to give you up. Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. And that's the mindset that you want to have, man. Verse 40, he that receiveth you, receiveth me. Okay, I didn't want to go to that point, but I wanted to get another point. I'm just trying to, let me see. Slovakia, man. It must be all spelled together. Slovakia. This is the one that I wanted right here, by the Spirit, Matthew 19. And let me start at verse 28. And Yahweh Shah said unto them, Verily, I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mothers, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life. And that's what we're looking forward to, man. See? This is the ultimate goal right here. So we're gonna lose things. We're gonna lose people. We're gonna lose, but it's gonna come a famine of this word, man. First off, and once that happens, it's gonna be a kick in. It really is going to come a point of a kick in the door, waving, it's going to come, those uproars of people, and people are going to, be going against each other and just trying to survive. But the Lord, the people that surround you right now, man, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them, man. The Lord is actually dealing with us to a sense of being callous. You know how callous the Lord had to have been to basically do what he done, on the cross? That meant that he had to leave a lot of people alone. That meant that he left this place knowing that what would happen to his mother and to his father and to his brothers and sisters. Because he had people that was, in his family. He had a family. That meant that he knew what was going to happen to the disciples. That meant that he knew what was going to happen to his beloved John. No, even though he knew that, he knew the plan for him, and that, eventually they're going to be in the kingdom. When we're talking about, the Lord knows the whole entire plan of this whole thing, man. So we're going to lose things. But are you willing to lose it for his sake, for him, for his name's sake? Or are you going to be like, oh, well, my wife, she's going to be mad at me because I ain't get enough for her birthday. The fuck out of here, man. Fuck her and her goddamn birthday. Why she want to put on her makeup and tights and make you look like a goddamn idiot in public anyway? Come on, bro. We getting to a point where this whole thing is about to shut down. This whole thing is about to shut down, man. Real talk. So I just wanted to touch on this subject real quick. Here you go again. I'm going to get the title again. Could crackdown on free speech in Brazil be U.S.'s future? They working on it, man. They're working on it. They don't want you talking about nothing righteous. They don't want you talking about nothing good. They don't want you talking about, well, I planted some corn in my backyard or some cucumbers and they turned out so this is how you do it. No, they don't want you talking about nothing like that. That goes against their misinformation as far as GMO foods. You got to go by the science of Esau as to how to grow a food. To go online and get to talking about growing some food. Matter of fact, this article with this lady supposedly be getting some damn jail time or whatever. I think she was pregnant as well for doing she ended up doing she ended up I guess ordering some puree or something like that, and she done a review on it. Her opinion has got her up, and I ain't heard nothing else on it. But I think they was talking about giving her ass like 3 to 10 years or something like that for giving a review on somebody's puree. For whatever country it is. So it's certain countries where you can't say nothing anyway. But you're talking about, good old US of A, home of the free, land of the brave. At least, that's their logo. But we know that it's home of the thief, land of the slave, But you're free to be any alphabet that you want to be. You can freely do that, but you can't freely, be a regular human being. Oh hell no. So that lets you know the time period that we're in, man. So I'm going to end off there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala.